Anybody gonna get on this Saturday? So I'm shaking it like crazy because my tripod's in my car. Hello, hello. What I got on my neck? Something. Anybody gonna get on today? Maybe we're gonna do a live. There's my kitty. Maybe. See if anybody's gonna get on. Hello, hello. Anybody want to chat today? Ugh, I sound terrible. I don't feel that bad. It's just my allergies. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm jiggling my phone. I got the shakes today, but my tripod's already loaded in my car for my move. So, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. See my kitty? Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? Oh, my allergies are just kicking my butt this morning and last night. There's my fat cat. Oh. How's everybody's day going? Thought I would hop on just briefly, have a lunchtime chat. I'm good except for, last night, yesterday, my allergies just started kicking into overdrive. So I didn't sleep the best and I sound terrible. I just got that scratchy throat, which they say the pollen's like off the charts here, so it feels like it. I don't know what I'm allergic to, but I've been sneezing and blowing my nose and all morning. I look good. Well, I took a shower so I could feel human again. So I felt, just that feeling. And so I thought, well, if I take a hot shower, maybe that would help. So, but I haven't been on all week because I thought I was leaving yesterday and I decided to wait and leave Monday. But I'm leaving a couple weeks early because the weather's supposed to be good going all the way across to Iowa this week. So I'm taking the weather window that I'm going to get. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for the likes. Do you have a name and where you're from? Ugh. So yeah. I got a bunch of reels to get out this afternoon. Messages from this morning. Be safe. I will. I'll try. Well, that's part of why I'm staying. My friend's gonna do my oil and a couple of my spark plugs tomorrow. So he's like, if you stay, then I can get that done before you leave. And then hopefully I won't, fingers crossed, everybody send up some good vibes for me. That I'll make it back to Iowa with no incidences. We'll just put it that way because I don't want to put anything out into the universe. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome, welcome. We're not talking about anything specific today. Just doing a lunchtime chat. Let's see. Ed Bright Starlight. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And is it Jez? Do you have a name where you're from? You too. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate that. I sound terrible today. I don't feel that bad. A little, sleepy. But my allergies. The pollen here in California is kicking my butt. My friend's like, you're getting sick. And I'm like, no, it's allergies. I know the difference between when I'm sick and when it's allergies. So, how's everybody doing today? I'm a little shaky today. No, I just did that on purpose. Hi. Do you have a name and where you're from? Thank you for the badge. Thank you for all the likes. My tripod's already packed in my car because I wasn't planning on doing a live until I get back to my mom's. So, yeah, so I'm back to holding it for the moment. But it's like I haven't been on all week. I miss everybody. Oh, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Is it Fifi? Did I say that right? From Mexico? Nice. Thank you. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So yeah, so I'm getting ready to move back to Iowa to be with my mom for a little bit. Oh, good. I hate it when I slaughter people's names. So yeah, I'm going to go back. If you're not familiar with my story, in September of 2023, my husband, for TikTok purposes, unalived himself in Iowa at my mom's. Because we were staying there in our camper while my husband did a job. And so that's what I have left in my healing. I have been having some flashbacks of that day because I'm the one that found him. And so my guides, if you're not familiar, talk to my spirit guides, and they told me this is my next step in my journey, my healing journey. To take it full circle, I have to go back to Iowa. Sorry, guys, my allergies are killing me. Go back to Iowa and thank you. I appreciate that. And deal with my flashbacks. You have to feel it to heal it. So I've dealt with the guilt. I've dealt with the anger. I'm doing really well, but the flashbacks are getting to the point where it's almost unbearable. So my guides are like, you have to go back and you have to feel through that and heal it. You know, basically full circle healing so I can finally shut the door to my past. Is it Janice? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. You understand my loss. Did you have one like mine? But thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So yeah, so that's my plan. And my mom's getting up there, and technically when I leave my friends here in California, I'm technically homeless, you could say. So yeah, so I'm going to go back and stay with my mom and do my healing. Yeah. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. How's everybody's day going? I'm good. I don't sound good, but it's just my dang allergies are driving me crazy. What do you want to talk to me today? Anybody got anything to talk about? Anybody had a loss? Anything? Had a good day? Bad day? Anyone? I just thought I'd hop on. I've been trying to do these lunchtime chats a couple times a week. I just feel like when I get on, somebody needs to know they're not alone. So yeah. So here I am. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Sorry, I'm really shaky today, and my tripod's already packed in my car for my move, so I didn't want to dig it back out and then have to pack it back in there, so I'm just kind of holding it today. How's everybody doing? It's kind of a long story. My husband had gotten sick a couple years before that, and while he was in the hospital sick, he had 2 strokes, and then he fought he was in the hospital then for 88 days, and then he got out, and then he fought for 6 months to go to physical therapy to get his life back because he couldn't walk or do it. He had to learn how to do everything all over again. And so he was doing really well. And then about a year later, there was just lots of things that came into play in our life, things that were happening in our life. My husband was a truck driver. It's all he ever knew, all he ever wanted to do. And he was struggling with directions, and so I think he knew his time driving truck was coming to an end. And I know for a fact he thought he would be a burden on me, which he ended up being more of a burden after he left, honestly. But that's here nor there now. But so I did kind of know he had another stroke the week that he did it. And so there were signs. Yes. You know, obviously hindsight's 20/20, right? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome. I'm not talking about anything specific today, just having a lunchtime chat. I like to do these once in a while, let somebody know that they're not alone. And if you left this world, somebody would miss you, and you would change somebody's story, you know? When my husband left, he changed my whole story. 32 years imploded, gone, poof, up in smoke. Everything I ever worked for, everything, dreams, hopes, they're all just gone. You know, he changed my kids' story, he changed my grandkids' story. Hi, Renee from Central Kentucky. Is it Nuke? Hello, welcome. Thank you for the badge, I appreciate that. Hey, Joe. Thank you for the follow. Weren't you already following me, Joe? Or maybe you're a different Joe. Sorry, guys. My allergies are just kicking my butt. But I wanted to hop on. I haven't been on all week because I thought I was leaving yesterday and I was trying to get ready to go and to move. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to get on till the 16th. But then I decided I was bored today. I was going to do a lunchtime chat. You're watching the Super Bowl tomorrow? Yeah. Go Dogs. Yeah. I don't watch any of that anymore. I used to be a huge Steelers fan, and I don't watch TV actually hardly at all anymore. I've been in California here with my friend for, I don't know, 3.5 months. This is the most I've watched any television probably, well, since my husband passed for sure, so in 2 years. We used to watch YouTube all the time. We used to watch Full-Time RVers. Tracy from Alabama, welcome. Glad to have you here. You had 3 strokes a few years ago, rough year. Oh, thank you for the badge, but yes, I understand. Like I said, I went through that with my husband, but so I've watched movies with my friend here, but otherwise I'm not a huge TV person at all anymore. I don't watch sports. I don't really keep up with it. So yeah, if you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome. So I've been on TikTok. If you're not familiar with my story, I've been on TikTok since March of, 2024. So in another month, it'll be 2 years already. Wow, that's crazy. So, and I started my TikTok because in September of 2023, if you're not familiar, my husband unalived himself. You're in California. I was born there. I pray for you. Oh, I am. I'm actually leaving on Monday. I was going to leave yesterday, but my friend's going to change my oil and do some stuff on my son's car that I'm driving. So hopefully that way, fingers crossed, I can get back to my mom safely without an incident. So yeah, no, I'm heading back. If you're not familiar with my story, like I said, my husband unalived himself, and he did it at my mom's in Iowa, and so I'm being guided to go back there so I can finish my healing. I've been struggling with flashbacks of that day because I'm the one that found him. I've pretty much dealt with, the anger, the grief, all of it, right, the last 2 years, but the flashbacks I'm just really struggling with. So the divine and the guides are telling me that's where I got to go back. I have to go back and feel it to heal it. I have to walk through that pain of that day, sadly all over again, but that's the only way to heal it. And finally, and then I can hopefully close the door to my past, and hopefully the new door to my future will open then, and I can finally step forward and, keep moving with my life. So I apologize if I'm shaking. My tripod's in my car already. But if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Sorry guys, my allergies are kicking my butt. Oh, so my throat, I've got that lovely scratchy throat. The pollen here is like insane. And of course I've had my window open, but it's nice to have a breeze in my room. So open the window, more pollen, more allergies. I raised my children in Georgia and then retired in North Carolina. Do you have a name? Yeah, my children are all raised. I raised my children in South Dakota. I consider South Dakota, I say going back to Iowa's home because that's where I was born and raised, but I consider South Dakota my home because I spent, 21 years there. I spent more of my life in South Dakota than anywhere. That's where most of my kids and my grandkids are. Sorry, I'm missing people here. Charlotte from Oklahoma, welcome. Glad to have you here. So yeah, my kids are all grown. My baby, well, actually, today's the 7th, so in 8 days, my baby's going to be 28 years old, which seems unreal. Hey, I can't do the heart, so there's half a heart, because I don't have my tripod today. But thank you for the badge and the heart. I appreciate that. So yeah, my baby, gosh, 8 days. Yeah, my baby's going to be 28. My son just turned 30. My oldest daughter in July will be 34. Crazy. It's like, where did the time go? You know, you blink and it's gone. So yeah, anyway, how's everybody's day going? Anybody got anything they want to talk to me about today? Come on, give me a topic. What do we want to talk about? I just wanted to do a lunchtime chat. I've been trying to do them a couple times a week. I always just feel like somebody needs to hear that you're not alone. You know, if you weren't here, somebody would miss you, you know, and you would change somebody's story. So, you know, my husband, he changed my story. My whole world of 32 years imploded. And my kids' story changed. My grandkids' story changed. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. Is it Derek? 5150? I appreciate that. Where are you from? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So yeah, I wasn't going to go live at all this week because, like I said, I'm moving. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm moving from, come on down to Houston, Texas. Well, my plan is to get there sooner or later. I have to go back to Iowa and do some healing first. Do you know Bad Bunny is more American than... we don't talk politics here, Orlando, Florida. It's nothing against one side or the other. It's just not at all what my page is about. So I ask that you refrain from talking any kind of politics or I'll have to block you. And I don't like to block anyone. But Houston, Texas, huh? Well, my plan is to get to Texas. I have to go back to Iowa for a little while. That's where my husband unalived himself almost 2.5 years ago. And so I have to go back to Iowa and deal with some flashbacks I've been having of that day. See my mom, kind of visit with her for a little bit. Thank you. I appreciate that. The Capitol. Okay. And, yeah, so I got to go back and work through some of that healing so I can close the door to my past first. And then my goal is to get like a small RV or a van or something and then I'm going to do some traveling. So, and then I'll be heading that way because I'm going to where it's warm. I don't do cold. What's ATX? Fill me in because one, I'm not thinking very clearly with my allergies today and I'm not sure what that means. Finish healing. Yes, I have to finish my healing so I can close that door. And thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. You went to school in Davenport? Okay, well that's way, you could say southeast of where I'm from more central to northern Iowa. We go eat Mexican food and margaritas? Okay. Well, I'm a celiac, so it's really hard to feed me. I can eat rice and beans and corn tortillas. Oh, I'm not a weed smoker. Nothing against you, though. You can do whatever you want. I've been living with my friend for 3.5 months, and, you know, I always tell people, you know, you do you, boo. Just not my thing. Do I bicycle? Yeah, I can ride a bike. Thank you for the likes. I can't tell who's sending them. Tell me who you are, where you're from, who's sending them. I don't want to slaughter your name. But yeah, if you're just hopping on, I mean, like I said, I don't care who does it. It's just not my thing. My friend tried to get me to try it, and it's not my thing. So, plus I don't know if you're aware, I talk to my spirit guides. I'm a psychic medium, so I don't like to open any other extra portals that I don't need to. Since I channel people, I read people, it's easy to invite things in, and I don't want it to go there. So, thank you. I appreciate that. So, yeah. So, I'm not a big drinker. I do drink, but I just don't drink very often. So, just not my thing anymore, you know. That's a physical definition. What's a physical definition? Enlighten me, please, because I'm not sure. A biology disorder? What, being a psychic medium? If that's what you're referring to, that's your opinion. And if you don't know my rules here, we don't talk politics and we agree to disagree. And I'm welcome. I'm here to agree to disagree with you. Actually, we all have abilities from the divine. It's just the world has hid it from us. We don't know how to tap. A lot of people don't know how to tap into it because it's been hidden and we've been told that it's bad and evil. Am I crying? No. I have allergies. The pollen here right now is off the charts, so my allergies have been going nuts since last night. So I apologize. I sound terrible. No, it's not a biology disorder. Hate to tell you that, but I'll agree to disagree. So I hope you have a great day though. It's not. We all have abilities. The divine, we were created from the divine. And you don't think we have abilities? No, I don't do drugs at all. But thanks. Not my thing. I'm weird and quirky and unique enough without them. But like I said, you do you, boo. I just stay in my lane, you know? I just tell everybody, you know, if you're not hurting me, you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anyone else. You do you, boo, and I'll do me. I'm sniffing. I know. It's because of my allergies. I'm going nuts today. My nose is itching. My throat's itchy. The pollen. They've been telling us for the week that the pollen, and I've had my window open since yesterday, off and on. So I'm letting all the pollen in. Otherwise, I was doing really well. A geology DNA type thing? Interesting. I mean, I'm not here to poo-poo anybody. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. You know, like I said, you do you, boo. Anyway, anybody else want to talk to me today? Got anything they want to talk about? And thank you. I appreciate you saying it was a gift. It is a gift. I do believe it's a gift from the Creator. Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, 3 strikes and you're out. Like I said, I don't like to block anybody, but I just ask that everybody be kind here. And if you can't be kind, then you do get blocked. And since basically you just called me a name, you can be blocked. I don't care. You know what's crazy about these trolls? Here's the thing, guys. My husband unalived himself a little over 2 years ago. I have been to hell and back, literally. I have lost every material possession a person can lose. I have been through every learning experience a person can learn. I literally have been to hell and back. And then these trolls get on here and think that they're going to say something that's going to hurt my feelings. Not going to happen. Sorry. DVC, VIP, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Yeah, like there is nothing anybody could say to me at this point in my life. I'm 51 years old. Like I said, I've been to hell and back. There isn't anything anybody can say that's going to upset me at this point. You're just going to get blocked. Twinkle Toes, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. I mean, yeah. So, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Anybody want to talk to me today? How's everybody's day going? Yeah, my entire world of 32 years and literally imploded. Everything I ever worked for, dreamt of, by his one choice, just poof, gone. So you calling me a name isn't going to affect me or my life. Good afternoon from Alaska. Hey. Northern Cal's finest. Awesome. Well, this 3-month Cali girl's going back to Iowa here on Monday. So I won't be going live again probably until I might at the end of next week if I make it to my mom's and I'm not too exhausted. But otherwise I'll be back on the 16th. So, yeah. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of any prayers or safe travels I can get. So, it was stepping out of my comfort zone just to drive here. When I came here in, was it the end of October, I think? Sorry guys, my allergies are just off the charts today. So yeah, I was stepping out of my comfort zone just to drive from South Dakota to here. And because I had never traveled alone. My husband and I were together for 32 years, never apart more than 2 weeks. I never did anything alone. So I'm learning how to step out of my comfort zone. Patricia, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. And all the likes. I apologize for moving my phone so much. I don't have my tripod. It's packed in my car for my move, ready to leave, and I didn't want to dig it out. Oh, my nose is just going crazy. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I don't have anything to talk about. I just wanted to hop on and say hey, and somebody needed to hear you're not alone today. Am I a Dakota girl? You know, I consider myself a Dakota girl just because I spent, 21 years basically in South Dakota. I lived more of my life in South Dakota than I did in Iowa, right? I was born and raised in Iowa, but yes, I consider myself a Dakota girl, you could say, for sure. Oh, thank you for that, Patricia, and the badge. So yes, thank you for the likes. I do consider myself a South Dakota girl. You know, like I said, I spent more of my life there than anywhere. So thank you for that. What is it? Name shout out. Thank you. My mom was a Dakota girl. Oh yeah, from where? Is it John? Where are you from, John? Oh, North Dakota, South Dakota, where at? Sorry, I have kids playing next door. They're playing basketball, so if you hear banging, that's what it is. Sitka, Alaska. Okay. My mom has a cousin in Alaska. She's from Wasilla area. My great uncle lived up there too for a long time, her dad, before he passed. The closest town was called Pierpont. I'm not sure where that is. I'll have to do some digging. I'm from the Rapid City area. Is where I lived. I lived in Box Elder for years and years. And then my husband and I moved to North Idaho for 4.5 years, and then we ended up back in South Dakota. And then my husband got sick and had some strokes, and then, long story short, he unalived himself in September of 2023, if you're not familiar with my story. And that's why I started my TikTok. That's when I discovered that I had abilities to, well, I didn't start my TikTok till 2024, but I had discovered that I had abilities after my husband passed to talk to my spirit guides, and they slowly breadcrumb me to my purpose, which is to help other people through loss and trauma. And so yeah, and then they give me messages every day, uplifting messages to put out to people. I actually have a lot of reels to put out today. I have yet to do because I've just tapped in the shower before I got on here so I could feel human again because my allergies have been going nuts since last night. So, Demolition 1400. Hey, how are you? Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Do you have a name and where you're from? Like I said, if you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome. I'm just having a quick lunchtime chat. I missed everybody. I haven't been on all week. I can't talk. Because I thought I was leaving yesterday to go back to Iowa, to move back to Iowa with my mom. Because technically when I leave my friends, I'm homeless because I lost a lot of stuff when my husband unalived himself. Thank you for the follow, John. I appreciate that. And the heart me, I normally would give you a whole one, but I can't without my tripod. I appreciate that so much. And so, yeah, my guides are guiding me back. That's my next step of my journey. They tell me what to do and where to go, and I listen to the divine and my divine team, and they're telling me my next step. I've pretty much dealt with the loss of my husband, except for I'm not doing well with the flashbacks of that day because I'm the one that found him. And so they're guiding me back to Iowa to my mom's to heal and to deal with those flashbacks where it happened, so I can finally close the door to my past. I know I'll be okay. I know. I've been just going with the flow for a while now. I don't get too worked up. But I know I'll be okay. But I know I have to close that door finally so I can step, finally, hopefully the new door to my new future, whatever that brings, opens and I can finally step forward into my future. Right? And close that door because, there hasn't been anything left in my past since he left, right? He took it all with him. So, thank you, John. I appreciate that. It's just, when I first started, I wasn't such a trooper. Everybody kept telling me, Renee, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I honestly didn't know how to do that, John. That's, like I said, we were together for 32 years. We were never apart more than 2 weeks. I never knew an adult life without him. And so, I didn't know what to do. And so then I just started deep diving into meditation and journaling because my husband didn't obviously leave me in a great spot financially. So therapy was out, and I'm the unique girl, the weird girl, the circle that don't fit in the square. So I knew group therapy probably wasn't going to work for me either. And so, like I said, I deep dived into journaling and meditation. And that's when I discovered that I had abilities to talk to my divine team. And they started guiding me to my purpose. The first message I ever got in meditation was, what heals you will heal others. That was my first puzzle piece to leading me to my purpose, to be here to help other people with their loss. And that's my purpose in life now, just to help others through loss and trauma and uplift others. And that's why I'm here. So anyway, how's everybody's day going? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Oh, sorry, my allergies are just crazy. Going crazy. The pollen here in California has been off the charts, I guess. And it wasn't bugging me till last night, but I sat with my window open all day yesterday. So yeah. Wish you luck. You have to go to the laundromat and do laundry. Ugh, that sucks. Well, I wish you luck. Like I tell everybody, change your perspective, John. What's the positive? Find the positive in it. Maybe you'll meet somebody great, I believe everybody that comes into our life serves a purpose. So maybe you'll meet somebody, you never know. Maybe you'll meet somebody that, changes your day, or maybe you meet somebody that you change their day. Maybe you'll be the light in somebody's day. Who knows? You know what I mean? You got to look at the positive. I'm going to meet lots of socks. Well, good luck. Don't let the wash machine eat any. But like I said, maybe somebody will be at the laundromat who, just needs a smile or a hello. You might be the light in somebody's day today. That's how I look at everything. There's a positive to everything. I just believe life is one big school of lessons and learning. And, once my guides help me just realize that, when you change your perspective, you just tweak that perspective a little bit, everything changes. Your outlook changes on life. You find the good in it. Demolition 1400, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, I've been on for a while. My phone is slowly dying here. Anybody have anything else they want to talk about or share with me today? I don't know if anybody's interested. I do have openings when I get back to my mom's that at the end of next week. I think, what is it, like the 14th, maybe 15th, somewhere in there, the next weekend. I do have openings for readings. So if anybody wants a reading with somebody who's crossed over, let me know. I do half an hour and hour sessions. Okay, by the way, you have a great presentation. Thank you. I appreciate that. When am I heading out? Monday. I was going to go yesterday, and then my friend decided he was going to change my oil, and I have some spark plugs that need to be changed out. Human alien, I was born the seventh son of the seventh son of the seventh daughter. Okay. Awesome. I hope you have a great day, human alien. You do you, boo. That's what I say. You know, like I say, you know, you're not hurting me, you're not hurting you, you're not hurting somebody else. You do you, boo. And I'll do me. I'm just staying in my lane. So, all right, guys. Well, like I said, I do have some openings for readings here in the next couple weeks. Not this week, but the week after. I have a few. So if anybody would like a reading with somebody who's crossed over, let me know. Like I said, just get down into my bio, find my email. That's how I set those up. If you're not familiar, I do have a YouTube channel too. You can hop over there and check out all my past lives, all my reels that you'll find here or over there also. But I have past lives, not as in past lives, but lives online over there on Scorpio Medium. I would love it if you went over there and subscribed. I'm unemployed. Okay. I didn't know you had to be mean, but I'm assuming you mean that meanly. Well, at the moment I am, because I'm leaving. I'm moving. And I do readings, so technically I'm not. And I do put a lot of work into my content, so that's actually more work than most people think. I just don't get paid for it. And that's fine, because that's my purpose here. So anyway, iPoker00, be kind or I'm going to have to block you. Yes, technically I'm unemployed, because I'm moving. I love trolls. What do you do for a living? Truth isn't mean? Okay, I gotcha. No, truth isn't mean. Be okay. God take care. God's always taking care of me. The divine's always taking care of me. So no worries. I have no worries. It's factual reality. Okay. Sounds good. I think you've made your point. I'm not quite sure why it was so important to point that out. But whatever. Whatever your prerogative is today. I've been to hell and back. So you can point out whatever factual reality you want. I could sit here and name as much factual reality as you would like. Try losing your whole life from 32 years just gone up in smoke. Losing every material possession you own. Family leaves you. You have nothing but an apartment and some children. Yes, I am. What is your point? I think you've made your point very clear. All right. I think he hit home his point, don't you? Or her, or it, or whatever it identifies as. Could be. Flat top. Oh, shoot. Well, at least good for a good giggle. Won't try? You don't know me at all, do you? I was working 2 jobs. All right, enough of this game. I only have 2 rules here, guys. We don't talk politics, and I ask you be kind. And I give that person plenty of chances to be kind. But when you actually start to insult me, then I'm sorry, you have to leave, because if you're going to steal my peace or try to steal my peace, nobody's going to steal my peace. But if you think you're going to try to steal my peace, you're out of here. I don't have time for that. You got to love it. And that's crazy because I never, when you don't get any trolls and then all of a sudden it's like when I get one troll, that's when they all come out of the woodwork is that same live. It's crazy. Anyway, guys, I wasn't planning on being here this long. I hope y'all have a great day. I appreciate you all so very much. Remember to make it a great day because it is a choice. Change your perspective. Find your joy. Know that you're not alone today. I'll be back here live at 6:30. Well, it'll be 6:30 p.m. No, actually, my time might change. So I'll hop on and let people know when my time is going to be because I'll be going back to Central Time. So I think it's going to be 8 o'clock Central Time on the 16th will be my next live unless I decide to get on and do another one impromptu after I get back to my mom's. So I'm not on welfare, by the way. I know that person can't hear me, but I don't do that. I haven't done that since my husband left. So for anybody that's curious, I have tried. I worked 2 jobs when I was in South Dakota. So I'm not one of those people. I don't ask anybody to support me, to help me. So anyway, on that note, like I said, make it a great day, guys. Life's short, just find your joy, find your peace today. Don't let anybody like that steal it because it's not worth it. And until we meet again.